nation that lived by the sea, a nation that knew Allah and His commands directly, were all gone one morning. Not killed or buried, just gone. What happened inside those locked houses on that final night? What did the pious people see when they climbed the wall at dawn? When those creatures with human eyes, wearing human clothes, crawled towards them and wept, why could they not speak? And the monkeys you see today in the forests, in the zoos, are any of them from that generation? This is the story of Ashab al-Sabt, the companions of the Sabbath. After the time of Musa alayhi salam, a nation of Bani Israel lived in a village. The scholars identify this village as Ayla. It was on the shore of the Red Sea. This scenery was filled with Allah's blessings. Cool sea breeze, warm sunshine, small but lush gardens, busy markets. These people knew Allah's commandments. They had received revelation, but they had an old and bad habit. This was a nation that had made promises and then broken them. They used to say,
"We are the chosen ones. Allah will forgive us."
a nation that said yes with the tongue and found a way out with the hands.
Don't worry, I have received the gifts. Now it is my duty, and your work will be done.
In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah says, "Is it not that every time they made a covenant, a party of them threw it aside? Then Allah gave them one test. The test was small, but filled with patience. The test was to leave everything, their fishing, their trade and business, and worship Allah on Sabbath, the day of Saturday."
Saturday had already been made sacred for Bani Israel as a day devoted entirely to the worship of Allah. So this was not some random restriction.
At first, they stopped their activities.
We can stop for one day. It is a command, and we must follow it.
Many Saturdays came and went. The fishermen walked to the shore, saw the fish, and walked back home. Their baskets stayed empty. The prayers were said, and life continued. But every Saturday, the sea boiled over with fish. Fat, fresh, silver-scaled fish almost presenting themselves to be caught.
Look at all the fish.
Yes, but we can't catch them.
On any other day, a fisherman might struggle for hours and return with little. Allah was showing them the thing they wanted most on the day they were told to leave it, to see what they would choose. And ask them about the town that was by the sea when they transgressed in the matter of the Sabbath.
This is Allah's test. We have to be patient.
But weeks became months, and months became years, and slowly people became restless. Arguments at the dinner table.
We can't go on like this.
What would you have me do?
Something must change.
Worry about money. Tension gripped every household. With the fishing nets sitting empty, people daily had fights and bitter arguments.
People are losing their temper over the small things.
And in the silence of those homes, a single thought started spreading from person to person.
What if there was a way to catch the fish that come on Saturday?
They thought they could find a way to twist Allah's command and to find a way out.
There can be a way to get the fish in the trap on Saturdays without doing anything.
They looked at each other, and a smile appeared on their faces. The scholars state that they decided to dig channels. One man said,
We will just dig channels. The fish will get trapped in the nets on their own, and then we will take them out on Sunday.
Others agreed.
Yes, this way Allah will be pleased, and so will we.
Yes.
Many people liked this idea. And then those people went to the seashore on Friday nights and started digging channels, laid nets, and found a way out through their cleverness. When Saturday came, the fish came and were trapped.
On Sunday morning, the men returned and their baskets overflowed with fish. They feasted, they sold, they smiled, and they called it cleverness. The pious among them stopped them.
And Allah is watching everything, and what you are doing is forbidden.
But they replied with a laugh,
We didn't break any command of Allah. We just found a way.
They forgot Allah knew their intentions and was well aware of their cleverness.
The sinful people walked around carrying the baskets full of fish. Their clever smiles were visible on their faces. The pious reminded them to stop.
All this is a sin. Breaking Allah's command will become the cause of your destruction.
They replied with a laugh,
But we didn't hunt on Saturday at all. You think you can deceive Allah. But the reality is that Allah is watching everything.
We only used our brains. You can also join us.
but the pious had other thoughts.
We must separate ourselves from these disobedient people, lest the punishment comes upon us too.
So the city of Elah split into 3 groups. The first group were the sinners who trapped the fish on Saturdays. The second group were the pious people who screamed and stopped the sinners. Allah is watching. Stop before the punishment comes.
And the third group, they said nothing, watched from a distance and waited to see what would happen. The pious people built a wall between the city and separated themselves. On one side, the God-fearing. On the other, the Sabbath breakers. The pious would often hear feasting and celebrations of the sinners. Time passed. Then the night came that was no different from any other night, the gentle waves of the sea and the sound of the wind. The sinners went to sleep with full stomachs, easy consciences, and no fear at all. And in that silence, a breeze entered the house of sinners and changed their entire appearance. The sound of their breathing became heavy. Their faces began to distort. Their fingers became long and claw-like. Hair began to grow on their body. These people wanted to scream, to call out to each other, but there was no one to listen to them. And when morning came, there was silence in the city. No footsteps on the stone paths, no voices. The pious people sensed silence on the other side of the wall, so they climbed the wall and looked down. What they saw, they could not believe their eyes.
This is Allah's punishment.
May Allah protect us.
There were no humans below, only monkeys. The same old human clothes, but inside, animals.
Allah turned those who hunted on Saturday into monkeys.
The sinners wept. They could not speak and could not explain what had happened. They could only hold on and weep.
Did we not warn you? Did we not come to you every day and beg you to stop? You heard us, and you laughed.
The narrations are precise. These people survived for exactly 3 days. They did not eat or drink. And on the 3rd day, all of them were gone. Abdullah ibn Masud radiallahu anhu was asked directly, are the monkeys of today descended from those people? His answer was clear.
When Allah sends a punishment, He does not allow that generation to continue. Those people lived 3 days and were gone. The monkeys of today are not from them.
Today, we do the same. We sign documents that are built on interest,
but we rename every clause until it sounds permissible. We cut corners in our business, use marketing techniques, and call it being smart. We fail in our honesty and call it survival. We leave our obligations to Allah and say He is merciful, He will forgive, He understands our situation. The Quran tells us this incident not as a story, but as a warning to us and to every generation that comes after.
Are we too like Ashab al-Sabt, wandering in our cleverness and our greed? Yes or no? Tell us in the comments. And if this story inspired you, share it with one person who needs to hear it. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Assalamu alaikum.